Hello, and happy Easter Sunday to everybody. Welcome to another Stat Boy Sports Bar production of Watch Alongs and week 2 of Sunday Night Baseball. In today's matchup, as you saw on the graphic, it is the St. Louis Cardinals versus the Detroit Tigers. We'll get to all that good stuff. We're on the pre-show right now. It is 6:30 p.m. on the East Coast, 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast for anyone watching. And again, like I said, Sunday, April 5th, it is Easter Sunday. So for all that are celebrating Easter today, happy Easter to you all. Christ is risen. But for the Eastern Orthodox, like me, today is our Palm Sunday. We're a week behind. So we celebrate Easter on the 12th, which is ironically the next week. So, and a lot of people didn't even know that it is Easter today. Okay, the guy that I got a sandwich from, but that's beyond the point. Anyway, so the pregame has not officially started on Peacock. They're showing their B-roll. As soon as that pops up, we will be talking baseball and things and all that good stuff. So, plenty to talk about in the world of sports. Let us first, let's see, what do I want to talk about first? Okay, let's talk about Detroit and St. Louis in the matchup for tonight, because this is game 3 of a 3-game series. And right now, the Tigers are looking for a sweep. Game 1 was on Friday, and that game went 4-0 in favor of the Tigers. Game 2 was yesterday. 11-6 was the final score. And, of course, tonight is Game 3. But the big thing about Game 2 is this. It rained in Detroit. Oh my gosh, what a concept. The game was called in the 9th inning after an out was registered. Now, for a game to be deemed official, and I'm going to bring up the official rain delay rules. Rain delay rules MLB. I want to make sure I get these right. Let's bring this one up. Okay, that is what rain delay. That makes cancel. Okay, for regulation games, this comes from the Baseball Guide, legitimate thing. For regulation games, once the visiting team makes 15 outs, which is 5 innings, and the home team leads, or once the home team makes 15 outs, the game is considered official. Tie games are completed later, while games cut short after becoming official with no ties have standing results. So, you make it past the 5th inning of the game can be called. The game can be ended. In 2023, new rain delay rules mandate a minimum 30-minute delay before resuming a game delayed due to weather. If conditions persist, umpires may call the game. If called before becoming official, it's a no game and rescheduled. If called after becoming official, the leading team is declared the winner. MLB rainout policies apply to regular season games only. Postseason games have their own set of rules. So, rain started coming down in the 9th inning. Now, let me officially read what the Associated Press wrote on ESPN yesterday. The game was called after 8 1/3 innings following a 40-minute rain delay. The game was delayed with 1 out in the ninth because of inclement weather. The field was deemed unplayable after the delay. So, what does that mean? Essentially, they waited the mandated time in the rule book to see if the weather was going to get better. It didn't. And at that point, the umpire had the opportunity to say game over, just like that. And so that's how Detroit got the win in this game. Now, there probably was a lot of social media backlash. I mean, if you pay money to go to a baseball game and the game gets called, well, the game was deemed official. So, you can't do much about that. I can definitely see the disagreement in it all. I mean, the ninth inning is supposed to be the last inning of the game anyway. And if St. Louis was down, which they were, they should have had a chance to at least try to catch up, which they didn't. Oh, get it. Now, I've been to a football stadium in the rain. They'll play through it. I think it has to be like a hurricane level style weather for a football game to get canceled. We all know Buffalo, Philadelphia, New York, upper east quadrant of the United States, when they get hit with snow, they'll still play no matter what. So there's that. Now, moving on, as we continue on with this, there was something. I'm going to search umpire gets 6 calls wrong with ABS. That was the Red Sox and the Reds. And I believe that game was yesterday. Let's confirm this. Red Sox and Reds. That was Red Sox Padres. That was Reds Rangers. When did that game take place? Red Sox Padres. Wasn't that date? This had to have happened earlier in the week. Red Sox Astros. Did the Red Sox even play the Reds? Hold on. There it is, Red Sox Reds. Oh wow, was that like the second or third game of the season? Let's see. Okay. This is taken from ESPN on March 28th. So this was just after the season started and the ABS was brand new. There were 8 ABS challenges in the game, and 6 calls were overturned. The Reds went 5 for 5. C.B. Buckner was the home plate umpire. The Red Sox used both of their ABS challenges by the end of the third. With no challenges available in the fourth, Story was called out on strikes. Story is Trevor Story. Was called out on strikes on a pitch outside the zone to strand a runner at second. After Story was called out on a check swing to strand 2 runners in the 8th, Red Sox manager Alex Cora was ejected by Buckner for arguing the call. So if you remember, in the opening weekend when the Yankees were playing the Giants, Aaron Judge used the ABS to overturn a pitch, take the count from 0-2 to 1-1, and then come back and hit his first home run of the season after going 0 for 7. So he used ABS. Now, ABS has caused possibly the first ejection of the season back on March 28th. And now the official rule is the catcher, the pitcher, and the batter are the only ones that can challenge the call. The manager has no say in it. He can argue with the umpire, but more than likely it's going to cause an ejection, which it did here. But to have 6 calls, 8 calls total, but 6 of them overturned and 5 of them by the Reds. If you've got that on your bingo card, congratulations, you're a winner on that one. You see, here's the thing. The umpires in any game have got the toughest job in the world. And now that they're being backed up by a computer, and eventually, and I'm not saying it's going to happen soon, but eventually the human element is going to be taken out of the umpire situation. That is my personal opinion, because these computers can measure within a millimeter of the strike zone if it's good or not. The human eye can only do so much. The human brain can do so much. But still, they're just not going to be happy either way. In fact, I would definitely be not surprised. By the end of the 2026 season, I have a feeling if there is a union for umpires, they are going to go to the league and they are going to demand that this ABS system gets reversed, because the numbers are not going to lie. The numbers are going to say, well, the calls have been overturned so many times. They're not going to like that at all. That's just my personal opinion on that. Personally, I still love the concept of it, because if they're wrong and you can give yourself an extra chance somehow. For example, if I'm at the plate and it's a game-winning or game-tying situation and the ball is low and the ump calls strike 3 and he calls me out and I challenge and then it comes up ball, well, guess what? I get another shot. If I swing and miss, then that falls on me. I will still defend that play no matter what. It is never the manager's fault that the batter, in baseball anyway, in my opinion, and I'm a broken record when it comes to this, it is not the manager's fault that the batter swings and misses. If the batter cannot produce, that falls on the batter, not the manager. The manager is telling the batter, go out there and hit the ball. If he swings and misses, that falls on the batter. The manager does the next best thing and just tells him what to do. All right. Let's take a look. Now, again, this is only the first, this is the end to, I believe, the second week of the baseball season. So, in the AL East, the Yankees are already at 7-1. They are atop the division. The AL Central is the Cleveland Guardians at 5-4. And the AL West is the Houston Astros at 6-3. My team, of course, is the LA Angels. They are 4 of 5, so they are below 500 right now. And it looks like they just possibly broke a losing streak, which they had. And Stat Girl's team is the Minnesota Twins. They are 3-6. In the National League, the Braves are atop 6-3. In the NL Central, it's the Milwaukee Brewers 7-2. And in the NL West, it's the defending champion LA Dodgers, who are atop at 6-2. We'll go over the rest of the scoreboard later. Now, remember how it all works out. The division leaders, they will go to the playoffs. The remaining 2 teams, I believe, in the entire league will play for the wild card. They will have a little mini series, if not one game. I need to look up at that. Then, of course, 1 plays 4, 2 plays 3 in the division series, and then the championship series, and then, of course, the World Series. But that's not going to be for another 6 months. It's going to take place in October. We're only in April right now. Only in the mid-season there. Hello, Charles Schultz. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Now, switching gears from baseball to basketball. Of course, Sunday night basketball is on NBC as well. Tonight's game, I do believe it was. I thought I saw the Lakers there. Let me see. Yes, it is the Lakers and the Mavericks tonight at 7:30. Again, remember, all the teams that are available to play in the playoffs will play in the playoffs, starting, of course, with the tip-in tournament. That is where teams ranked 7, 8, 9, and 10 will each play each other. 7 will play 10, and 8 will play 9. The winner of 7 and 10 moves on. The loser of that game is out. Then the winner of 8 and 9, or is it 7 and 8, 9 versus 10? It's so complicated. But anyway, those 4 teams are going to play each other, and then the 2 teams that are remaining after that will be the remaining 2 teams. So right now in the Eastern Conference, the 10 teams again that are in: Pistons, Celtics, Knicks, Cavaliers, Hawks, 76ers. Those are your top 6, so they are guaranteed to go in. Right now, Raptors, Hornets, Magic, and Heat are your 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let me again bring up I want to make sure I get that right. 7 plays 8, 9 plays 10. So in the East, right now, the Raptors would play the Hornets. The Magic would play the Heat. The winner between the Raptors and the Hornets would automatically move on. The loser of that match would then play the winner between the Magic and the Heat, and that would be the final opportunity. So the loser of 9 and 10 is automatically out. They are gone. And so it would be the loser between the Raptor and the Hornets against the winner of the Magic and the Heat. And I'm still considering, more than likely I am going to do this depending on what the schedule is. More than likely, as we get to the playoffs and we finally figure out where everybody is, just to give every playoff team an equal chance to be featured in the sports bar, more than likely I will do the tip-in games, depending on who it is. In the West, in the Western Conference, the Thunder, defending champions, the Spurs, the Lakers, the Nuggets, the Rockets, and the Timberwolves. Those are your top 6 teams. They are so far the top 6 teams: the Suns, the Trailblazers, the Clippers, and the Warriors. Now, the only 2 spots in the West that have not been finalized is the 6 and the 7. Is that joke even overdone? I don't know. Currently, the number 6 team is the Minnesota Timberwolves. They are at 46 and 31. They have 5 games left to play. The Suns are at 43 and 35. They have 4 games left to play. So, what will it take for the Timberwolves to be locked in? Well, since they currently have a 3.5 game lead over the Suns, all they have to do is win their next game, because that will put them at 47 and 31. Actually, they have to win 2 of the last 5, because if Phoenix wins out, that would put them at 47 and 35. Minnesota, with their 2 wins, that would put they would need at least a record of 48 and 34. So, depending on how the tiebreaker goes, if there is a tiebreaker situation between the Timberwolves and the Suns, which I have not looked up yet, then the Timberwolves can officially lock in their spot and not even need worry about the play-in tournament. The play-in tournament, of course, right now would be Suns versus Trailblazers and Clippers versus Warriors. So once that all gets all squared away, I can keep a lookout, and then when the tip-in tournament starts, we'll make that decision on when and if to call those games as well. I'm more than likely I probably will. That way, again, all the teams that are featured will have a chance to be in the coverage, and I would still consider the elimination game. So whenever it comes to game 4, if a team is up, or I believe it's a best of 5 series in the first round, if it's an elimination game, then they get featured. That way they get something if they do get eliminated. And the tip-in tournament starts April 14th, which is in 9 days. So pretty soon we will figure out that if the Western Conference is squared away, then for certain I can make that decision and whatnot there. Now, hockey. Let's go over to hockey. In the Eastern Conference, 4 of the 6 teams that are guaranteed, or four of the 6 teams that are available, have locked in their spot. The Eastern Conference in the Atlantic Division, your top 3 teams are the Lightning, the Canadiens, and the Sabres. They are locked in. They are going to the playoffs. In the Metropolitan, it's only the Hurricanes. So right now, the Penguins and the Flyers are the next 2 teams in the Metropolitan Division that are shooting for playoff spots. The remaining teams, only 2 of them are going to get in. And it's a battle between the Bruins, Senators, Red Wings, Flyers, Islanders, Blue Jackets, Capitals, and Devils. All those teams are still mathematically possible to get to the playoffs. In a shocking twist, the 2-time back-to-back champion Florida Panthers, they got the boot. They cannot get to the playoffs. They cannot three-peat. So this year, it is guaranteed we are going to have a new Stanley Cup champion. We're rooting for the Wild because we're going to the West. In the Western Conference, in the Central Division, those 3 spots are locked up. The Avalanche, the Stars, and the Wild, they have all locked in their spots. No spots locked up yet in the Pacific Division. The Oilers, the Ducks, and the Golden Knights are the top 3 teams right now. The Oilers and the Ducks have 87 points. The Knights have 86. The Kings are at 81. And in the Central Division, the Mammoth are at 86, and the Predators are at 81. Now, when it comes to the wild card spots, if the wild card were to end right now, it would be the Mammoth and the Predators that would get in. The Predators are, let's see, because they have more regular season wins than the Kings. So if Anze Kopitar wants to get into the playoffs before he retires as a King, which he has the most points for, by the way, he has the most points as a King, so he's got that. But if he wants to get to the playoffs, I mean, of course, I'm rooting for the Ducks, but I'll take the Wild as a backup, because if I don't, I'll get stabbed. But, and again, once we get the scheduling taken care of with that, we can figure out who goes where with what in the playoffs there. Opinions on adding NBA 2 more teams. Okay. Mathematically, it works. There are currently 30 teams in the NBA. Now, 32 should now even though the Western and Eastern conferences are even at 15 each, 32 is a good number because mathematically, you could then, and this would be you could have all 16 teams in a tournament setting for the NBA title because it works out mathematically. 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2 winner. It would be just like March Madness, which I believe is currently finishing up as we speak. So absolutely, mathematically, I see it works. So if anyone in the NBA is watching, yes, do it. Where the teams go, I think I did see a report that Seattle should get a new team, even though the Thunder came from Seattle and became the Thunder. Maybe bring back the Supersonics. That would be a good one. But as far as another who'd get the franchise or who'd get the play, there are so many cities worthy of an NBA team. It'd be too hard to pick one. I mean, I wouldn't want to see Vegas with one. I mean, they're already getting the Athletics. They've got the Raiders. They've got the Golden Knights. So maybe a fourth team out there could round out the set. I don't know. Maybe put another team in Canada. Toronto could have a Canadian rival. You never know with that. But yes, absolutely. I would say a 32nd franchise team could do it. And if the playoffs get affected by it, by all means, do it. Absolutely. Now, next up, before we are just getting ready at the top of the hour. Now, I know this next topic would be touchy because the case is still pending, and I am not going to talk whether about guilt or anything, but I will briefly talk about the Tiger Woods situation. Again, he is allegedly charged. Well, he is charged with DUI. He has already stated that he wants to seek treatment, which is honorable. He has pled not guilty. My opinion on him, if he is guilty or not, is irrelevant. Okay? If he is found guilty, well, he's seeking treatment for a problem. And many people have always said, the first step to beating a problem is admitting you have a problem. That took me years to understand and go through with. So I can credit him for that. If he believes he has a problem and he needs to get it fixed, then more power to him. That's pretty much, I don't want to get into too many legalities or all that. I don't have all the facts really, but I do. There was a story that a judge said he could travel outside of the U.S. for treatment. On that part itself, really, if there are better treatments for things outside of the U.S. and if he can do it, okay, go for it. He also did announce that he would be stepping away from golf for a while. And now all the NBC stuff is popping up on the screen, meaning it is now time for Sunday Night Baseball. It is now 7 o'clock on the East as we take a look at Detroit right there. And the weather looks nice. It is a little bit cloudy there, but hopefully there is no rain in the forecast. There's Riley Green on the screen. And there's Jordan Walker as they're wearing their sweatshirts in warm-ups. Sunday Night Baseball at Comerica Park in Detroit. Game 3, Cardinals versus Tigers, as Dexter Fowler and Ahmad Fareed are officially welcoming us with the Detroit Tiger mascot. I'm going to turn this up just a tiny little bit. I don't want. And I think, can I put on my closed captioning here? There we go. That way I can read along and all that. All right, the last season, the Cardinals had a record of 78 and 84. They were fourth in the NL Central. They missed the postseason for the third straight. I do remember a time working when I lived with Renegade and Pop. I do believe this was the World Series or this was the playoffs. The Cardinals were like down to their last outs. And there was, I think it was David Freese with a monster triple. Justin Verlander is placed on the 15-day IL with a hip injury. He was scheduled to start. Well, he's on the injured list, so he's not playing tonight. Cater Montero will start tonight as he was called up yesterday from AAA. How about that? Good for him. Just trying to get a quick listen as to what's going on. All right, so while we wait, we better get the lineups here on the board, because as you guys know, I can write baseball. 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 Ha 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 ha. Just kidding. No, I can take baseball. I can write in baseball score notation. All right, so St. Louis. Weatherholt. Wetherholt. Wetherholt. Herrera. Herrera. Burleson. Walker. Gorman. Sagis. Again, if I'm butchering the names, I'm sorry. Church. Pies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And Scott the second. Cardinals. 0. Top first. All right. Detroit. Keith. McGonnell. MCGO. McGonigal. MIGLE. Torres. Carpenter. Green. That's kind of sloppy, but we'll just go in with it. Dingler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Meadows. Torkelson. And Baez. And there's the Tigers. All right, that takes care of that. Again, the Cardinals are looking for, they're trying to avoid the sweep. ESPN Analytics says that the Cardinals have a 52.5% chance of winning this game. Well, we'll find out. Wow, Below Deck is still a thing? Below Deck was a good show. I love that. I like that show. I like, what was the captain's name? Shoot. Stat boy at work. I don't know. I know I tweeted him before. Captain. Let's go on Twitter. We have to at least tell everybody that we are live. The FanDuel same game parlay paying at 11-1 if over 3.5 total runs are scored in the first 5 innings. If Kevin McGonigal hits a home run and there are over 7.5 total runs in the game, you get all those. You get 11-1 on your bet. Charlotte Flair is 40 years old. Captain Lee. How did I forget Captain Lee's name? He's a good captain. One of the best captains I've ever seen on television. Okay. There we go. There's that. So we're going to repost that and say, we are live for hashtag Sunday night baseball. Baseball? Yeah, baseball. Okay, that takes care of that. And of course, in between innings, I'll take a look at what everyone is saying on X or Twitter, and I'll put in there that I replied to whatever you guys say. If you guys say it was a bad call, I'll agree. Or if there's a question out there, I will do my best to try and answer it. Turn that down just a bit so you don't get copyright dinged. Get your snacks, get your drinks. I've got mine. Turn this so you can actually see the board. That looks better. Jordan Walker, 100.6 mile per hour outfield assist, fastest throw to record an out this season. From right field to home plate at 100 miles an hour? Yikes. Impressive. $6 million man with an arm like that. Jacob Wilson, 146 feet traveled, longest throw from a shortstop to first base. As Derek Jeter did the same thing a while ago. On the Nolan McLean, sweeper, 22 inches off of break, two-seamer, 18-inch off run, 40 inches of horizontal movement. Oh, they're looking at the curves. Okay. Here we go. Joe Adell with 3 robbed home runs. Oh, that was amazing. There's one leaping at the wall. There comes number 2. Up against the wall. And finally, number 3, as he goes into right field, right by the pole, he lands in the stands and has the catch. And then the batter was like, really? Did that just happen? He won up Mike Trout in that one. He had to have. I mean, because Mike Trout did it, and it was front page news on the OC Register. Game plan: don't hit the ball to Joseph Adele. Ain't that the truth? But to rob 3 home runs in one game, if the Angels don't make the playoffs this year, they'll be remembered for that. Without a doubt. I mean, you got to have vertical leap. That was just outstanding how that he did that. When I saw that clip, I should have like reposted that with the Mike Trout thing going there. This is interesting. Sports picks for baseball. What has this guy got? Let's see. Those are the lineups. Well, I'll go live on the FanDuel and see what they got. I still haven't made any bets in baseball. I want to. I just can't afford it. All right. Yeah. Oh, here's a good one for the Lakers and the Mavericks tonight. If LeBron James and Cooper Flagg each have 8 or more rebounds and assists, it pays almost 19.5 to 1. With the Rockets and the Golden State Warriors, if Kevin Durant scores 25 or more and Steph Curry scores 25 or more, has 4 or more assists, and makes 4 or more threes, it pays almost nearly 9 to 1. Okay, Steph Curry making only 4 3-pointers in a game? Come on, that's on lock. But let's go with baseball. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Cater Montero, who we just talked about, who was just briefly talked about, there is a parlay where if he records 3 or more strikeouts, it's under 8 in total runs, if Kevin McGonigal gets a hit and Kyle Lehigh gets 4 or more strikeouts, that pays 4 to 1. The big one that I'm seeing is that this. Oh my gosh, this was a 7-leg RBI. This is a big one here. There's the Easter Bunny. How cute! The Easter Bunny is in Detroit. If Gleyber Torres, Dylan Dingler, and Riley Green each get if Gleyber Torres gets a hit, if Dylan Dingler gets a hit, if Riley Green gets an RBI, if Ivan Herrera and Alec Burleson each get 2 hits, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs, and if Colt Keith gets 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, and Kevin McGonigal gets 2 hits, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs, that pays 23 to 1. Wow, that's a big one. Yep, those parlays, they don't mess around, do they? The 3-man team is making their official welcome. just basically there. Again, the Cardinals are trying not to get swept. Kyle Lehigh versus Kiter Montero. What do we know about Kiter Montero? He is from Venezuela. And there he is. 20 games, 12 starts last season with a record of 5-3, an ERA of 4.37. He has a four-seam fastball. That's his number one pitch in his pitch arsenal. And the official starting lineup: J.J. Weatherholt, Ivan Herrera, Alec Burleson, Jordan Walker, Nolan Gorman, Thomas Sagis, Nathan Church, Pedro Pajes, and Victor Scott II. Weatherholt taking a few more swings, getting ready to approach the plate. And there's the defensive lineup: Green, Meadows, and Carpenter in the outfielder. In the outfield, McGonigal, Baez, Torres, and Torkelson in the infield. Dingler behind the plate, and Montero is pitching. All right, it's time to play ball. Let's see how Montero does in his start. First pitch, outside, ball one. J.J. Weatherholt already batting .276 with a home run and 4 RBIs this season alone. 1-0 the count. That ball was on the line. That's a strike. It was inside. That makes the count 1-1. One and one the count. Foul off. It's going to make the count 1-2. Can Montero get his first strikeout? It's going to go foul. Next pitch, outside. 2-2 the count. Next pitch coming. Outside. That's going to make it a full count. Payoff pitch. Can he get him? Got a piece of it. It went foul. Weatherholt wants to just stick around and play. He doesn't want to swing or, well, he's going to swing, but I mean. All right, payoff pitch number 2. Got him. Didn't even swing. There you go. Here's strikeout number 1. No denying that one. That was right Not near the middle, but just a little bit, and I think he wanted to swing on that one. All right, one down. Next pitch, first pitch to Herrera is called a ball. Is that a challenge? Do we have a challenge here? We have a challenge. I saw it hit the line. That is a strike. So that is overturned. So instead of 1-0, it's now 0-1. Next pitch, that's low. That's ball one. So the Tigers challenged that first one, and they got it right. 1-1 the count. That is outside. That makes the count 2-1. Two and 1 the count. You're going to pop that one up. First baseman says he's got it, and he does. That's a foul out. That's an out. So 2 away. And here comes Burleson. First pitch to Burleson, way outside, ball one. Alec Burleson batting .276 with a home run so far this season and 6 RBIs. Next pitch, you're going to get a piece of that one. It's going to go into left center, and the center fielder makes the catch, and that's going to do it. 3 up and 3 down for the Cardinals. So we go to the bottom of the first. And the top of the lineup, Meadows with that catch. Let's see what's being said. DraftKings through ESPN has got St. Louis as the underdog at plus 130. Detroit is the favorite at 171 on that one. Not much. Not much yet, but it's still early. I'm not happy about it right now, but it is still the beginning of the season. Okay, it's only been a couple weeks, couple weekends. Ask me again at the end of April. You cannot base the whole season on the first 2 weekends. All right? They're 4 and 5. It's okay. There's no need to panic just yet. I mean, Joe Adell steals 3 home runs in one game. Let's focus on that. They still need to get their sea legs together. They will. They'll figure it out. Colt Keith, Kevin McDonald, Gleyber Torres, Kerry Carpenter, Riley Green, Dylan Dingler, Parker Meadows, Spencer Torkelson, and Javier Baez. That's your starting lineup for the Tigers. Colt Keith is up first. Let's see what the Tigers can do as they attempt to start the sweep. And that first pitch, that's in there for a strike without a doubt. As we're getting Kyle Lehigh's next pitch way outside. That's ball one. Pitched Monday against the Mets. Got a loss in that one, too. That is on the line. We're going to challenge that one. It was called ball. The catcher challenges that one. He's going to get that one overturned. That is a strike. That is on the line. Cardinals challenge. Absolutely. It's a strike. It's overturned. Good job, catcher. Well done. That makes the count 1-2. See, I can't call that a bad call either because, the catcher did it for me. So 1-2 the count, swing and a miss, and down goes Keith. See, ABS works for the Cardinals on that one. Keith strikes out. He had it 2-1. It got overturned to 1-2. The next pitch is a strike. That's a strikeout. All right, here's McGonigal. First pitch, upper top. That was a bad call. That was on the line. Called it a ball. No challenge. That's a bad call. That's one. That's in there for a strike. Bad call. 1. 1-1 the count. They didn't challenge that one. I don't know why, but they should have. That ball is way outside. That's a ball. Two and 1 the count to McGonigal. I wonder if he has a Harry Potter theme when he plays. 2-1. He gets a piece of that one. It's going to go foul. They can get 2-2. And he's only 21 years old. Wow. The 2-2 pitch. Got a piece of that one, and it's going to go foul. Excuse me. 2-2. That ball is low. That's going to make the count full. That is outside, and that is going to be a walk as Kevin McGonigal gets on base. I did see your question, and should all the ball calls be digital? No. You can't totally rely on a computer all the time. I say no. Keep the umpires in check, but they have to keep going. They have to keep working. That ball is on the corner. That is a strike. This is Gleyber Torres batting .259 with a home run and an RBI. You can't get rid of the human factor. You have to have the human factor in it at all times. I don't want to see – that's foul back. I don't want to see the umpires lose their job over this. It's just an assist. It's just a help. It's just a way to keep them in check. If they would make their calls right and we didn't need this system, then it'd be a whole different story. 0-2 the count to Torres. That ball's outside. That's ball 1. And happy Easter to you too, sir. Wheels, I did see your question. I will answer that at the end, in between innings. 1 and 2. That ball is low. Makes the count 2 and 2. Two and two. That ball, did he go? Yeah, he went. That's a strikeout. Torres goes down. Strikeout number 2. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah. That's clearly a swing. All right. That's going to bring up Carpenter with a runner on first. First pitch, outside, ball 1. And happy Easter to you too, sir. Want to know the count. Next pitch, way low. That's ball 2. Kerry Carpenter batting 172, 1 home run, 4 RBIs. Two and 0 the count. That's outside. That's ball 3. Now he's got a couple pitches to waste. I know it's early in the game. Do you really want runners on first and second in the first inning? Not really. I'm going to get out of this one as quickly as possible. This is pitch number 20 here. And that was a strike, but the camera didn't even catch it. Cameraman, give me a replay here. Ooh, that should be challenged. That's a bad call. That should have been challenged. He should be on base. That's a bad call. So that makes it 3 and 1. Should have challenged that one, I think. Next pitch, swing, and it's going to go foul. So just like that, it's a full count. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, full count to Carpenter. Here's the pitch. Got him, swing and a miss. And 4 batters, 3 strikeouts for Lehigh. How about that? All righty, so we go down to the top of the second, and I will now answer that question from Wheels. What do I think about Pat McAfee getting involved with Randy Orton? I want to hear, since I was there last night. Well, I wasn't. I think what you are meaning to say is, since I wasn't there being on shenanigans. I think that's what you mean. All right. It's no secret. I like Pat McAfee, okay? I watch his show. He's entertaining and all that. Why they've gotten him involved in this storyline, I have no idea. I really can't figure it out. I did hear that there was a possible rumor that it was supposed to be Kevin Owens that was supposed to be on the phone. If Kevin Owens is still injured and they brought in McAfee as like the next best option, ooh, tough call on that one. Why is, we don't even know who went to who. Did the storyline people come to Pat? Did Pat go to the storyline people? I mean, he's entertaining on ESPN without a doubt. I would definitely put him in the top 3. When I am at home and I watch ESPN, I want to watch Pat McAfee's show. I really do. When he's on commentary, he is not afraid to speak his mind. That's the Jesse Ventura syndrome. He will say whatever he needs to say or whatever he wants to say. As far as talent, meaning getting physical with the superstars and all that, that needs a lot of work. Okay, if your job is to sit behind the desk and call the action. Do that. Make that your character. When you want to do extra, make sure you do it the right way. You know, the average age of the Cardinals is 127 days. How about that? And does Cody really want to have that part in his career that he got kicked by Pat McAfee? I don't think so. All right, start of the second inning. First pitch to Walker is going to go and drop for a base hit in shallow right. So Walker gets the first hit for the Cardinals. Yeah, do you really want, like, if Jordan Walker, the 7th longest home run hit by an opposing player at Comerica Park, and that was last night, 459 feet. Wow. And he's got the full Gator mask on too there. All right, Gorman is up at bat with a runner on first. First pitch outside. That's ball 1. I mean, let's fast forward a few years quickly here. When, like, let's go maybe 3 years down the line when Cody's maybe wants to retire. Do you really want to have people come up and say, "Hey, you remember that time you got kicked by Pat McAfee? Swing and a miss, and that's to make the count 1-1." No, you don't want that. Nolan Gorman batting 192 this season with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. 1-1 the count. Gets a piece of that one, fouls it back. Counts 1-2. I know I wouldn't want to be that guy. Take a kick from Pat McAfee? I mean, no. And then, of course, on social media, he put something out there, the proverbial, "Oh, if Randy Orton loses, you're never going to see me on WWE programming again." You can go one of 2 ways with that. One, Orton loses and PMAC ends his WWE career, gets a piece of that one, it goes foul, and then he can focus on ESPN, and he can still do work with WWE because ESPN and WWE have that partnership. But can they afford to get rid of McAfee? Probably not. I don't think so. 1-2 the count. Outside. That's ball 2. Next pitch. Foul back. I'm kind of curious. Send me some video of this. I would love to see if this is how this works. You got me synced up to the bar while the game is on, and my commentary. I need video. I would love to see that. 2-2 the count. We're going to check the runner on first. That's one engagement. Yes, thank you, Mr. First Base Umpire. That would be great to see footage of me calling a game in the sports bar, in a real bar, with fans watching as well. That would be amazing. The 2-2 pitch gets a piece of that one, and it's high up in the air. Here comes the center fielder and the shortstop, and barely makes the catch. McGonigal almost had the stretch for that one to make that catch. But he made the catch nonetheless. Oh, boy, did he have to turn around for that one. All right. Next batter's up. First pitch, he gets a piece of that one. It's going to go into right center. And the center fielder makes the catch. 2 down. And it's time to go to church as Nathan Church makes his way up. 42 degrees in Detroit. Winds blowing right to left at 15 miles an hour. Wouldn't it be great if Nathan Church hits a home run on Easter Sunday? First pitch is low. That's ball one. Nathan Church batting 136. Doesn't have any home runs but 2 RBIs. The pitch gets a piece of that one. It's going to go right to the first baseman. And that's a 4-3 ground out. And the Cardinals are done in the second inning. One lonely little hit for the Cardinals goes nowhere as we go to the bottom of the second. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Going to the ballpark with my pop. Who doesn't love 35 degrees in early April night baseball in Michigan? We'll give that a heart. One of the things that I remember from the youth living with Pop and Renegade, there was a time Vin Scully was still doing play-by-play for the Dodgers, and Father's Day would come around every year in June. And at Dodger Stadium, they had a thing where either just before or just after a game in the afternoon, you could sign up and bring your gloves and your baseballs, and you could go out into center field and play catch with your dad, just like in Field of Dreams. And the first year I heard about that, like, Pop, we need to go to Dodger Stadium and have a catch. Well, it never happened, but the gentleman here on Twitter there, going to the ballpark with his dad, triggered that story. Anytime home runs for Green, Dingler, and Torkelson will pay plus 750, plus 1,000, and plus 550 on FanDuel. All right, we are in the bottom of the second. The Tigers are up at bat, and it is Green. First pitch to Green. He gets a piece of that one. He's going to foul it back. Riley Green batting 226. No homers with 5 RBIs. Next pitch. On the line and a strike. Makes the count 0-2. Next pitch. Outside, ball 1. One and 2 the count to Green. That's going to hit the dirt. That's a ball. 2-2. Third inning will take care of the scoreboard stuff, I think. Yeah, it's a good shot at that. Goes right to the first baseman, and he does it unassisted. Nice rip, too. Whoops. There went my granola bars. Unassisted. And here comes Dingler. Dylan Dingler coming up to bat. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. batting .273, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Excuse me. St. Louis. 28 pitches so far. The 0-1, outside, ball 1. One and 1 the count. Ooh, he had to flinch inwards a little bit on that one, but it's a ball. Dylan Dinger, second round pick in the 2020 draft. He's the 2025 AL Gold Glove Award, and this is his 3rd season in the league. 2 and 1 the count to the catcher. That's up there for a ball. He's got a pitch he can waste at 3 and 1. You got a pitch you can waste when it's 3 and 1. And he took a swing at that one. It was a strike. It was a foul. It was a strike. So it's not so bad, you know. Charge! Full count. That's going to be a little bubbler, and the pitcher is going to throw to the first baseman for the ground out. And that's going to bring up Meadows as Parker Meadows makes his way. And there's somebody wearing, oh, there are the kids with the Easter Bunny ears. There you go. And a unicorn. Oh, sure, why not? Let's have a unicorn in Comerica Park. All right, Meadows, first pitch. That's outside. That's ball 1. Look at that, a full unicorn mask. Oh my gosh. We've heard of the Easter Bunny, and now we have the Eastern Unicorn. Parker Meadows batting .238 with no home runs and 2 RBIs. Next pitch, right down the middle. Call that a ball, I dare you. 1 and 1 the count. One and 1 the count. Tim Parker, that's a swing, and that's going to go foul. 1 and 2 is the count. Wow, don't you guys look happy? Oh my gosh. Come on. I mean, what is it? Is it that cold in Detroit? It's only 42 degrees. 1 and 2, that ball is low. They're sitting there like this, like it's snowing in Detroit. There's some clouds in the sky, but no rain, thank goodness. I did check the weather report to make sure we didn't get rain. And that's going to be a base hit right up the middle to the center fielder. And Meadows gets on base. And Spencer Torkelson is going to come up to bat. Let's take a look at that swing. Right over the pitcher's glove, right in between the hole there, right in between the shortstop, the second baseman, and the center fielder. All right, let's see what Spencer does on this one. Next pitch. That is on the line. That's a strike. Was that a challenge? What? Don't touch your hat like that. Spencer Torkelson batting .143. He adjusted his batter's helmet. I thought he was challenging there. 0 and 1 is the count. Outside, that's a ball. It almost looks like the umpire was just wanting to call that a strike. One and 1 the count. That's outside. Way outside. 2 and 1 the count. Had to flinch there a little bit. Now it's 3 and 1. You can waste this pitch. Look at those clouds. 3 3-1. He can waste the pitch. What's he going to do with it? I'm going to foul that one off. Full count. He throws, he gets a piece of that one, and that's going to go foul. Let's take a look at that one. Yeah, on the inside there. Right on. Would have been a strike if he didn't swing, by my opinion anyway. Pitch number 7 coming up. Outside, and that a challenge. You're going to lose that one. That ball is outside. That's a walk. No. Oh, St. Louis, you lost that one. Nope, that is clear. No, that's a ball by 2.5 inches. So St. Louis is now down to 1 challenge left. Meadows will go to second. Torkelson will get the walk. Well, how about that? Our first call is confirmed during the season there. I don't know why he tried to challenge that one. That one was by 2 inches. As Javier Baez comes up to bat while the runners on first and second. First pitch is low, ball 1. Batting .235 with no home runs and 2 RBIs. Next pitch. It was way up high, up in the corner. It's going to go foul back. Did he really just put seeds in his mouth before his at bat? Boy, that's something. All right, 1-1 the count. Got a piece of that one. It's going to go third baseman to first baseman. And that's going to end the second inning. So 1, 2, 3 on a 4-3 ground out. We go to the top of the third. All right, let's see what's going on, or what has been going on. What's going on? Congratulations to the ladies UCLA Bruins. You are the 2026 national champions as you defeating the South Carolina Lady Gamecocks by a final score of 79-51. UCLA basketball. Go Bruins, fight, fight, fight. There you go. Make that, there we go. All right, elsewhere in the world of baseball tonight, the Dodgers defeated the Nationals 8-6. The Angels beat the Mariners in extra innings. That puts us at 500. So there you go. Everything I said about them earlier can now be replaced with the Angels winning, beating Seattle 8-7. Ha! Currently, the Marlins are defeating the Yankees 7-4. They're in the top of the 8th inning. The Astros and the Athletics are in extra innings right now. The Astros are winning 10-9. The Cubs beat the Guardians 1-0. The Pirates beat the Orioles 8-2. The Padres beat the Red Sox 8-6. The Brewers beat the Royals 8-5. Stat Girl, I'm sorry in advance. The Rays beat the Twins in extra innings 4-1. And the White Sox blanked the Blue Jays 3-0. Reds beat the Rangers 2-1. Rockies beat the Phillies 4-1. Mets beat the Giants 5-2. Diamondbacks had to beat the Braves in extra innings 6-5. And the Guardians beat the Cubs in the second game of a doubleheader 6-5. A stat girl approacheth.
Stat girl is running out the door. Forgot he's off at 8, not at 10.
Oh, all right. Do you have the key, or did I give you the key? No, I've got the key. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Pajes is up, and he takes a strike and a ball. Next pitch, way outside, ball 2. Gets a piece of that one. It's going to go to third. He's throwing. He got him. What a stretch. Another 4-3. And Victor Scott II is coming up to bat. Oliver Marmol, 6th season, 329 and 327, just over 500. Scott, ooh, oh, uh-oh. Ball ricocheted off the catcher's mask. Oh, no. Oh, it went off the umpire's mask. Oh. Okay, we're going to take a second, make sure he's okay. I wonder if that helmet cam got it, you know? All right, strike 0-1 the count to Scott. That is on the line. That is a called ball, but it's going to be overturned. That's a strike. Catcher is already called that. Yep, that's a strike. Overturn it. 0-2 now the count. So from 1-1 to 0-2, gets that one second to first for a ground out. And this should be a 5-3, not a 4-3. No, 5-3. Because it was ground out to third, not to shortstop. J.J. Weatherhold's 5th grade teacher found this gem for his MLB debut. The students had to write what they wanted to be when they grow up. And he wants to be a baseball player. All right, we're at the top of the lineup. Weatherhold is 0 for 1. He struck out his first at bat, and the first pitch is a ball. That one's foul back. One and one the count. That ball is outside for 2-1. Let's see if I can send. Two and one, and that's way outside. Three and one now the count. You got a pitch to waste. And that one's going to go high. It's between the third baseman and the center and the shortstop and the left center fielder. And the shortstop is going to make the catch. And that's going to do it for the Cardinals in inning number 3. All right. Buzz, buzz. Boy, my phone's going off big time. Alrighty. Oh, okay. Let's see what's going on social media. Who am I going to call out? Who am I going to give props to? Anybody? The Ten Commandments, is that being shown tonight on ABC? First pitch way outside. That's ball one. Is that tonight? Next pitch is foul back. Nope. I thought tonight would have been the night for Ten Commandments. Usually they show that around Easter time, I think. 1-1 the count to Keith, who had struck out in the first at bat. That's going to be a base hit in between the shortstop and the second baseman. So Keith gets on board with a hit. All right, Kevin McGonigal coming up. He walked in his first at bat. Well, it's not really an at bat, but first pitch, that's dead center. If the strike zone was a bullseye, that would have been it. Excuse me. Next pitch, way outside, ball one. Got to fix that to bottom of the third. One and one the count to McGonigal. That is outside. That is a ball. Coming up, I will talk about traditional cartoons that I should be watching. Like I said last week, it's always been a tradition for me to watch Baseball Bugs. That's a strike. That's going to make the count 2-2. Baseball Bugs is one of my favorite cartoons of all time. You know, Bugs upsets a whole baseball team and plays baseball against a whole baseball team. And I always watch that cartoon prior to every season. 2-2 the count to McGonigal, and he gets him swinging, and down goes McGonigal for a strikeout. That is strikeout number 4 for Lehigh. So there is a Bugs Bunny cartoon that has to do with Easter. It's called Easter Yeggs. And the concept of it is that the Easter Bunny is So tired. His feet are killing him. First pitch. That's going to be a hit if he can hurry. It's going to be a sloppy hit, but the ball did make contact. It will be considered a ground out. Keith is going to get to second base. Let's take a look. I mean, the pitcher really had to scramble for that one. Torres almost would have gotten a hit off of that one, but the ball made contact with the bat, so it counts. Well, that makes it 2 away. And with 2 down, and Carpenter is up to bat. And goodbye, baby. That one's going to center field, and it is over the yellow line. And Carpenter puts the Tigers up in the lead with a 2-run shot. Home run for Carpenter. Oh, wow. Tigers don't want to mess around right now, do they? 425 feet on that home run, and the Tigers are up 2-0. That ball just touched the line. It looked a little bit on the high side for me, but it was called a ball. I think it touched the line. I'm going to call that a bad call, number 3. It should be challenged, and it didn't. The 1-0, that's a strike. 1-1 the count to Riley Green. Next pitch. That's going to go. Can he make the play? He cannot. That's a single for Green. Infield single for Green. And now Dylan Dingler is coming up. Let's take a look at that one. Ball. Second baseman just gets a hold of it, but does not make the throw in time. His foot's off the bag and everything. So Easter egg. So the Easter Bunny is very, very tired. His feet are killing him. Bug sees him crying and volunteers to give the Easter eggs to the kids. And, of course, the Easter Bunny reminds him to smile and be happy. First pitch, that's going to go foul. So he approaches this beat rundown house and he finds a kid who is using a gun as a pacifier. And so he gives the child an Easter egg, and the kid smashes it because he's a rotten kid or whatever, saying he wants an Easter egg, he wants an Easter egg. And so Bugs tries to get his way out of the situation. Next pitch, that ball's going to go into right field, and the right fielder will make the catch, and the Tigers only get away with 2 runs as we go to the top of the 4th. So the child is a bit of a spoiled brat, saying that he wants an Easter egg after he ruins the egg that Bugs gives him. And so they start to square off. And they start to fight. And there's a wrestling reference in this. The kid puts Bugs in an ankle lock. And then he picks him up in an airplane spin. And Bugs gets away as the grown-ups come in. He grabs him by the arm, and the kid starts to cry crocodile tears, and they shoot guns at him, and he runs away. And then he encounters Elmer Fudd, and shenanigans happens with that, and whatever. So it is a traditional cartoon, but watch that one today. I didn't watch anything else really. Oh my gosh, another guarantee. Wow. Instacart has been going a little bit crazy with the guaranteed batches as of late. The last 3 days have been guaranteed batch day, where if you do enough orders, you get a bonus. And I've already signed up to do a quest on Uber. I might just keep going with grocery delivery. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. We shall see. So the national championship game will be the Wolverines versus the Huskies. As we go to the top of the fourth, first pitch is a strike to Herrera. Next pitch just gets the upper corner on the inside, and Herrera is already down 0-2. Next pitch. Ooh, that did touch the line. Do we have a challenge? It is called ball. The Cardinals are challenging, and it is a strike. So that's going to turn it into a strikeout on Herrera. And Dylan Dingler is 6 for 6 as a challenge on challenges. And Burleson is going to fly out to left. So Herrera gets struck out, and Burleson flies out to left. And that's going to bring up Jordan Walker. So there's another a way ABS can reverse things. It was initially called ball. It was overturned to a strike, and that's strike 3. First pitch to Walker is a ball. Walker looking like a ninja there with his whole face. All you can see is his eyes and the bridge of his nose. It must be very cold. That's why he's got the whole gator mask on, I guess. The count is now 2-0. Swing and miss. Strike 1. That's outside. That makes the count 3-1. That's a swing and a miss. That's strike 2. Full count to Walker. Did he go? Yeah, he went. That's a strikeout. Walker goes down. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. And 1, 2, 3 strikeouts so far for Montero. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that one because that's tomorrow. And I want this one to be MLB.com because I want to move this. Buzz. I want that. I wonder if MLB.com will show. Yeah, it does. Okay, we'll leave that up there just in case. So we'll just scoot that over to there. Right there's fine. Okay. 18 of you watching on Easter Sunday. I do appreciate all of you that are watching, wherever you may be. Yeah. I could maybe do 6 batches tomorrow. Get a bonus of $70 before I play cards. We shall see. Bueller. A dog wearing pink in a Subaru. Dog tested, dog approved. Cute. All right, we're at the bottom of the 4th as Meadows, who started off with a hit on his first at bat, takes ball 1. 1-0 the count. Got a piece of that one. It's going to go right to the first baseman, who will make the out himself. 1 down. The Cardinals and the Tigers in the 1934 and 1968 World Series and the 2006 World Series. Wow. The 1968 World Series champion. Here's Torkelson. He walked in and that just touched the corner. Oh, I'm not going to call that a bad call. It was too close. So these guys have got some World Series rivalry going here. 1-0. That one's way outside. That's ball 2. That touches the line. That's called a strike. You had to think about that one. 2-1 the count. If it's iffy, I will not call it a bad call. If it's clear, I will. That's on the line. That's a strike. That makes it 2-2. Two and two the count to Torkelson. That's way outside. That's a ball. We've got ourselves a full count. Gets a piece of that one. It's going to go right in. Oh, it's going to go into left field. And we've got ourselves a double. Torkelson with a double. Nice rip. It stays fair along the third base line. And Church couldn't get to it. That one kid almost grabbed it. So the Tigers have a runner in scoring position. As Javier Baez is up to bat. He grounded out in his first at bat. He's 0 for 1. That's way outside. That's ball 1. Hello. Broken bat. And we'll still get the ground out at first. So Baez is going to ground out on a 6-3, and Torkelson's going to go to third base. Look at that bat. Whew, shattered. Shattered and split. And that's going to bring up Keith. First pitch to Keith, outside, ball 1. Runner on third for the Tigers. That ball is low. That's 2-0. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1. Two and 1 to count to Keith. Nice hit to center. Center fielder makes the catch and ends the inning. We go to the top of the 5th. The game is halfway over. Well, not quite. We've played 4 innings. We're going to the 5th inning. We'll be at the half. Don't know what happened there, but we're back. Full count to Montero. Or Sagis. Full count. Got a piece of it. Foul back. Full count. Payoff pitch number 2. Nope, timeout. Foul ball. Montero at 56 pitches, and he walks him. Ooh, okay. So some life coming into the Cardinals here as they now have runners on first and second. Nobody out. Runners on first and second. We're gonna have a meeting here, and it looks like we're gonna get some bullpen action as well. Maybe. Nathan Church. It's time to go to church. Grounded out in his first at bat. With runners in scoring position. Well, he's got a runner in scoring position. One swing of the bat could change the course of this game. First pitch, way outside, ball 1. Foul back. 1-1 count. Pitch number 60 coming from Montero. Outside. 2-1 to count. Two and 1. Gets a piece of it. Second to shortstop for the force out at second. So Church gets on base with the fielder's choice. Gorman to third. And Sagis out at second. And Pajes is up. So that was a 4 unassisted. So runners on the corners, and there's some bullpen action going on. And first pitch was fouled away for a strike. Next pitch, that's in there for a strike. That makes the count 0-2. And we call for time. Pajes calls for time. It's a piece of that one. It's going to drop into left field. That's an RBI single. Single to left for Pajes, and Gorman's going to score. And so Church goes to third. Page's on the single. And this was a 4-6 ground out. And we have a pitching change. Montero is done for the night. So the Cardinals cut the lead in half with an RBI single. And Emmanuel De Jesus is going to take Kiter Montero's place. So let's take a look here. Montero, 4 and a third innings pitched, giving up 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 63 pitches, ERA 2.08. And also, this is the third game I've called this season. This game will not end in a shutout. When the Yankees beat the Giants, the Yankees shut out the Giants. And then last week's game between Seattle and Cleveland ended in a shutout. So that game or that streak is now broken as well. No more shutouts. And I don't know why I got kicked off. Internet glitch, I guess. I don't know. And we were going to show bunt on that one, but it is a strike. Tried to go for the bunt, but it didn't happen. Should we try again with the bunt? Why not? There's only one out. Yep, he's showing bunt. Blaze it down. And we have a successful bunt, though. That's going to be a fielding error as well. So the Cardinals are going to tie the game. And we have runners on second and third now. The bunt worked. Victor Scott going with the sacrifice, lays the ball down just right. Pitcher misses the throw. There was a throwing error. So Scott is going to advance to second on the error. Pages is going to go to third, and we've got a tie game. So Church scores. Pages the third. Scott on a sacrifice and an error gets him to first. And that's going to bring up, wait a minute, Scott's on now. Well, that's not Scott. That is the top of the lineup, Weatherholt. Thank you, Peacock, for getting that right. So we now have a 2-2 ball game. JJ Weatherholt is 0 for 2. The count on him is 2-0. And that one's foul back. Two and one. He's going to hit that one high. Center fielder's coming in. Makes the catch. And nobody moves and nobody advances. So Weatherholt is now 0 for 3 on that fly ball. Ball came right to the catcher to make the stop. So 2 down, all tied up at 2. And here comes Ivan Herrera to possibly give the Cardinals the lead. Base hit will do it. All you need is a base hit. That ball is low, ball 1. He's 0 for 2. He fouled out and he struck out. That ball is low. That's 2-0. 2-0, you're kind of iffy. You can maybe waste the next one. The 2-0 count to Herrera. Gets a piece of that one. That's a base hit. That's going to give the Cardinals the lead. And it's an RBI single. The bats are waking up for the Cardinals with an RBI. And Scott came in as well. A 2-run RBI? A 2-run RBI. So the Cardinals now have the lead 4-2. And here's Burleson who takes, that ball did hit the line. Do we have a challenge on that one? Yes, we do. It was called ball. I saw it hit the line. Yep, that's a strike. That's a successful challenge. So 0-1 now the count. That's going to be fouled off, making the count 0-2. So the Cardinals have now taken the lead. Alec Burleson is flied out twice to center and left. Got a piece of that one. That's going to go foul. Have a baseball. Even if a Cardinal did touch it. Alec Burleson, 0-2 is the count. With the Cardinals leading by 2. That's outside. That's ball 1. One and 2 gets a piece of that one. It goes to the shortstop who slides, throws it to first, and ends the inning. But the bats wake up for the Cardinals as not only do they tie the game, they take the lead with a 4-run inning. And now we can officially say the game is halfway done. Go to the bottom of it. Really? Look for potential hit batter with De Jesus coming in. First pitch warming up in the bullpen, smoked a fan in the face with an overthrow. I hope the fan is okay. All righty. How's everybody doing? Make some noise. Especially if you're down in Louisiana. Belly up to the bar, boys. All right, bottom of the fifth with the Tigers down by 2. First up is McGonigal. That ball is outside the corner for ball 1. He walked and struck out. That's a strike. That's a foul, actually. Foul tip is a foul. One and one. Gets a good swing. It's going back, and the center fielder holds off the right fielder and makes the catch. He's saying, nope, I got this. Well, he got it. One away. And here is Torres. And his first pitch is a strike. Gleyber Torres, he's 0 for 2. He struck out and he grounded out. Next pitch. That ball was outside. Did he go? No. That ball was outside. That's a bad call. That's a bad call. That ball was outside. That's 4 bad calls. Should have been challenged. That ball's way outside. Go ahead and call that one a strike. That one fell back. That's going to make the count 2-2. They're tossing around hand warmers. You put it on your. Are you making fun of that nice one person that has the? Come on now, don't make fun of her because she put the hand warmer on her nose to keep her nose warm. She's protecting herself. Gleyber Torres gets a piece of that one. It's going to go to right field, and the right fielder makes the catch, and that makes 2 away. Were they seriously doing that? I mean, it's cold in Detroit, okay? You got to protect yourself at all times, and so they showed a fan in the stands with a hand warmer on her nose to keep her nose warm. Because let's face it, if your nose gets cold, first pitch to Carpenter is a ball, you're susceptible to catching a cold or the flu or something. So she was protecting herself, and it looked like when they did that shot of the team in the booth, it looked like he was making fun of her. That just touches the corner. We have a challenge on. Yes, we do. We have a challenge on that one. It looked very, very close on the corner. It's a strike. So that is going to be upheld. That's going to cost the Tigers a challenge. So that's going to keep the count at 1-1. Each team has one challenge left. Not a bad call. But see, you gotta protect your nose. That's a swing and a miss on a low ball. That's going to be strike two. I praise that fan who was shown with the hand warmer on her nose to keep her nose warm. Your nose gets cold, you could easily catch cold. You get the sniffles and everything. I mean, unless you have like a bandana or a neck gaiter or something like that to keep from catching cold. 1-2, that ball is low. Of course, I'm also hoping that I'm wrong. Two and two the count. That ball's way outside. That's ball three. Six full counts for Leahy or Leahy. And that ball's outside, and that's ball four. And Carpenter is going to walk. Carpenter is on base. And here comes Green. So Green is now the tying run. And it looks like the catcher's going to come over and have a meeting. Riley Green is going to come up. He is 1 for 2. He singled at his last at bat. Grounded out his first at bat. And the Cardinals have George Soriano in the bullpen. There are 2 outs. First pitch, low. Ball 1. That ball low. That's 2-0. That's outside. That's ball 3. As Soriano is still warming up, so 95 pitch strike. Three and one the count. Swing and a miss. Well, that was the pitch to Wastes, and he did. So now he's got a full house. Full house. I'm already thinking poker tomorrow night. Full count. Payoff pitch. Pitch number 97. Got a piece of that one. Will it drop? No, the center fielder makes the catch and ends the inning as it flies out, and the Tigers strand. We go to the top of the 6th. I did have something planned. I don't remember what it was, though. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, next week. So next week will be next week is the Food City 500, which takes place in Bristol. James and I, we've briefly talked that we want to call the race. Next week's matchup, of course, is the Guardians versus the Braves. The Braves are the team that we root for here in Tennessee because they are only 4 hours away. So I have not made anything official yet as to more than likely I might just call. I'm torn. See, I want to make sure that the race finishes in enough time, and I could possibly do both. You know, I don't want to say I'm just going to call the race and then go to bed. I mean, I might actually even take a day off, the rest of the day off on that day as well. I don't know what I'm going to do. All I know is I've got 3 days to make that decision because I want to give myself a deadline on Wednesday. So if I'm up to it and I can do both, I'll do both. If not, I'm kind of leaning towards NASCAR because it's Bristol, baby. I mean, James and I did a great job at Daytona. Why not do Bristol? And honestly, the way the schedule falls, the Braves get the next 2 games. First pitch is a ball. They have the Guardians next week, and then the Phillies the week after that. Then I come back 4 days later and do the draft. So we ain't gonna miss, and that makes the count 1-1. So by Wednesday, I have to make a decision on what I want to do. That ball just hits the bat and goes foul. 1-2. I saw Ford Field in the back there. There's Coach Campbell and A.J. Hinch, the Lions and Tigers. All we need are the Bears. Oh, my. Ford Field. Didn't they host a WrestleMania? One and two. Got him swinging, and Walker goes down. His second strikeout of the night. First pitch to Gorman is in there for a strike. That's in there for a strike. Down 0-2. Cardinals up 4-2. That ball is in the dirt, and the pitch clock got very low on that one. I have not seen a pitch clock violation lately. 1-2. Ball makes contact, just gets past the pitcher. Can he get the play? He just barely got him. Whew, that was a close one there. But Gorman grounds out on a 6-3. And that's going to bring up Thomas Sagis. Woo, very, very close. First pitch is way high and way outside. He flew out and walked. Next pitch makes contact. It is high. It's going to right field, and it's going to be caught right by the Little Caesars corner. And that is going to end the inning. Walker, Scorman, Sagage. 1, 2, 3 up and 3 down. So what, if they get a home run in the right corner, does anyone get pizza? I remember, I think there was one where I want to say, I think it was a Toronto basketball game where the promotion was if the Raptors ended up scoring 100 points, then everybody in the arena would get a slice of pizza courtesy of the arena that they played in. And I don't remember what team they were playing, but they were losing by probably 20 or 30 points. And the crowd started chanting, "We want pizza, we want pizza." And as the Raptors got close, I hope I'm telling the story right, because if I'm not, then what do I know, right? But as they were getting closer to the 100 points, with every point in every basket, they started getting more excited, and then they finally got the 100 points. So everybody got a slice of pizza for the night. And the coach of the opposite team questioned it, saying he thought they would get a whole pizza, not just a slice of pizza. So there's that. So again, next week, I have a decision to make. Do I call Bristol and then go into Braves and Phillies? Or do I just call Bristol and take the day off? All right, first pitch to Dingler is low and outside. As George Soriano is now pitching for the Cardinals. First pitch, that's also outside. Two and 0 the count. That ball is up there. It is high, and it is ball 3. Three and 0, plenty of pitches to waste. That's in there for a strike. Three and 1. You can waste this pitch. And that's ball 4. And that's going to put Dingler on base with a walk. And here comes Meadows. So the picture that the Angels have posted on their social media of Joe Adell posing after the third catch when he fell into the stadium, into the stands, the picture was actually taken by a young fan named Kaylee Krause. Trying to confirm that one. Oh, and 1 to Meadows. That's gonna go foul. Is it a Young fan? I want to make sure I get that. I said it was Young. Way outside to make the count 1 and 2. Well, not much is known. I said Young fan. All we know is Kaylee K or Kaylee Krause is the one that got that picture and submitted to the Angels. That ball's going to go foul. So I apologize. I do not know the age of that person. I should get more stuff out there. All right, 1 and 2, the count to Meadows with a runner on first as the Tigers are trying to come back from a 2-run deficit, and that ball's going to go foul. Two, 6, 0, 1, 1, 2, 10, 3, 4, 10, 1, 2, 10, 3, 4. One and 2, the count to Meadows. Here it comes. Got a piece of that. It's going to go into right field. That's a base hit. And we're going to have a single. That's going to put runners on the corners. Dingler goes to third. Meadows gets his second hit of the night. And that's going to bring up Spencer Torkelson. Little bit of a you can't see me there. So runners on the corners as Spencer Torkelson now up to bat. First pitch, sinks in there for a strike. Torkelson did double at his last at bat. We have an engagement on the first. That's 1. Meadows is going, and he is safe with a stolen base. So now the Tigers have runners in scoring position on second and third. A base hit could tie the game. A home run will give the Tigers the lead. 0 and 2 is the count. That's foul. Oh, and 2 to Torkelson. Oh, way almost in the dirt there. That was definitely blocked. One and 2 the count. That's outside. That's going to even the count up at 2 and 2. Outside, did he? Well, did he go? No, he didn't go. And that's going to make the count full. Let's see. Ooh, he pulled it just in time. So we've got a full count. Runners in scoring position. The pitch. Way outside. Torkelson's going to get on base. And we have bases loaded with Baez coming up. Javier Baez is 0 for 2. There are no outs, friends. Here is your scenario. We're going to have a quick meeting here. He's going to tell him to calm down. I'm tired. I cannot be tired. As the Easter unicorn in the stands is trying to get the crowd going. The Easter unicorn. Yeah. All right, first pitch to Baez. Gets a piece of it. Will it drop? No, the right fielder makes the catch, and he's going to try for a play at the plate. And he is in there in time. So the Tigers get one back on a sacrifice. So Dingler is going to score on a sacrifice fly. And that will cut the lead down to 1. And it looks like we are going to have a pitching change. So Soriano is coming out and Jojo Romero is coming in. And instead of Colt Keith, it's going to be Jahmai Jones is going to bat now. So at the bottom of the 6th, the Tigers are down by 1. And Jones is coming in so we can put Jones up there. A stat girl approacheth. There she is. With Taco Bell. Well, thank you. Thank you kindly. The Tigers are starting to come back. I got Taco Bell. Yay. No, we're not doing that. That's not polite. No, we're not doing that. Bad stat boy. All right, Jojo Romero is in. And he is pitching to Jahmai Jones. First pitch. Jones gets a piece of it and fouls it back. Jahmai Jones has only pinch hit played in 3 games, and he's already 0 for 2. Next pitch. Fouls that one back. Runners on first and second. Tigers down by 1, 4-3, and an 0-2 count. And Jones deep in the count, and he's going to get one, and the ball comes loose, and don't know what the call is going on here. So there's the catch to get the force out at second, but then the ball comes loose, and I don't know what the umpire was calling. So we're calling that fielder's choice, and that will put Torkelson out at second. Jones will go to first. Meadows is on third, and there are 2 outs. The double play ball did not take place. And first pitch is a ball. So Meadows is on third. Torkelson was out. And Jones reached on the fielder's choice. And Torkelson was second baseman to shortstop. So that is 4-6. And the count is all the way up to 3-0 on McGonnell. And he walked him. So McGonnell gets his second walk of the night. And that's going to put Jones on second. And Meadows is on third. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs. And here comes Torres. First pitch is right in there for a strike. Lieber Torres is 0 for 3. That's outside for ball 1. One and one. That ball's in the dirt. Briefly got away from him. It's going to make it 2-1. Lieber Torres, with bases loaded, does have 2 grand slams. Can he make it 3? The 2-1 pitch. It's going to go to the shortstop, who's going to get the force out at second. And that is going to end the inning. So the force out was with McGonnell right there. That is a 6-4. And that's going to end the inning. And we go to the top of the 7th. Torres, fielder's choice. So the Tigers get 1 back as we go to the top of the 7th. I've got a Lux box for dinner. I swear I do more eating on this show than anything. I'm always snacking. I know that. I am guilty. I'm sorry. I'm a human being. I have to eat just like everybody else. And, it's just the food is so good. It's also weird. I have like a protocol when it comes to eating fast food. Okay. Now, my go-to for McDonald's, Burger King, Hardee's, Carl Jr., any place you can basically get a burger and fries, I go for the fries first. Always go for the fries first. Then I eat the burger, drink my drink, and if there is any version of the hot apple pie turnover, McDonald's used to be the crispy, crunchy ones. They used to fry them before they would bake them because now they bake them. And my go-to is dessert for that is the apple pie as well. First pitch to church is in there for a strike. So that's my go-to. It's like burger, fries, drink, apple pie. Next pitch in there is low for a ball. Chocolate chip cookies are a backup. So, it's eat the fries, eat the burger, drink the drink, eat the dessert. With Taco Bell and the Lux boxes, as the next pitch gets fouled away, they have the cinnamon twists. It's usually the cinnamon twist, the soft taco, the chalupa, and the burrito. So it's like the cinnamon twists and the soft taco are the appetizers. Swing and a miss, and down goes church for strike or for out number one. That's kind of like the appetizer, and the burrito / chalupa is the main course with the drink in between. Taco Bell does have the empanadas, but I don't really eat those very much. With KFC, next batter up is Pies, who singled and scored a run. His first pitch is fouled back for strike one. With KFC, it's always the fried chicken, the mac and cheese, the biscuit, and if I'm in the mood for an apple pie turnover, I'll get it. But it's not in this. I'm more Connor Siebold is in the bullpen for the Tigers. Next pitch does touch the line. That is a strike, and that is 0-2 for Pies. So, the chicken is the main course. The appetizer is the mac and cheese. My drink is my drink. That pitch is low, and that's 1 and 2. And then for me, the dessert is the biscuit if I don't get the apple pie. Subway, that's, of course, a sandwich. Very rarely do I get chips with my sandwich. And swing and a miss, and down goes Pies for strikeout number 2. And so, believe me, I can tear up a Subway sandwich within a mile or two if I'm driving. Strike one sent to Scott. De Jesus has retired the last 6 batters, 6 in a row there. And will it be 7 as we go to the left fielder? And yes, they make the catch. And the Cardinals go down 1-2-3 as we hit the 7th inning stretch. God bless America, land that I love. Chick-fil-A. The fast food restaurants that I consider like splurging, Chick-fil-A, Panda Express, Chipotle is in there. Excuse me. What else? Jimmy John's is a splurging sandwich place for me. I don't know why Jimmy John's is better than than Subway for me. And you can throw in Jersey Mike's as well. Yeah, I go all the way back with Taco Bell. I go all the way back when Cinnamon Twists were Cinnamon Crisps. They were actually tortillas that were dusted with cinnamon. Pork rind. I don't know if I've ever officially had a. Yes, I have. Dollywood, I had pork rinds. But they had to be the barbecue ones because the plain ones were just too bland. I had to have some kind of flavoring, and I got the barbecue. And I do like that they make them fresh. Bobbleheads. All right. I also think it's going to be very weird with Sunday Night Baseball on Peacock and the playoffs will be on Fox. And the only time I watched baseball on Fox was when the Dodgers were playing. Then the Angels went to FS1. All right, bottom of the seventh. Tigers down. First pitch, first swing, and that's going to go right to the right fielder. And that was, Veerling. So we had a pitch hit there that I missed. So Veerling pitch hit for Carpenter, and he flies out to the right fielder, and that brings up Riley Green, who swings on his first pitch, and that's strike one. And that ball was outside. So Matt Veerling came in to replace Kerry Carpenter. And now Riley Green is up, and his count is currently at 2-1. And that's a strike, and that's 2-2. What the heck? I do drink a lot of soda. Swing and a miss. And that's going to strike out Green for the second out. And now comes the ABS Challenge champion, Dylan Dingler. He may be 0 for 2, but he's a perfect 6-6 when it comes to challenges. Excuse me. The first pitch is in the dirt. Gets a piece of that one. It's going to go to the third baseman, who throws to the first baseman, and that is a ground out. 1, 2, 3 up and 3 down. As we now go to the top of the 8th inning, we're getting closer and closer to the end. Go to the top of the 8th. In the meantime, I need to show everybody what's coming up in the future. So, take a watch at this.
And now for a taste of things to come.
All the wrestling. WrestleMania, what? I think it's 2 weeks away. I think. Getting closer and closer to WrestleMania. All right. De Jesus pitching to Weatherholt. First pitch is a strike. Next pitch, foul back. That's strike 2. That's in the dirt. That's ball 1. Next pitch. Gets a piece of that one. It's going to get past the second baseman into center field for a single. And Weatherholt breaks his game streak and gets a hit. So he avoids the offer. Goes past the shortstop. I always get the shortstop position of the. He looks like he's doing the Falcon Arrow thing there. And it looks like De Jesus is going to take a walk. And we got a pitching change. And Connor Siebold is coming out to change spots. that the chalupa? All right. My taco's broken. Chris Pratt showed up on the Tonight Show, and Jimmy Fallon gave him like 20 seconds to draw Mario, and he did. All right, Ivan Herrera up to bat with a runner on first, way outside. Ball one. Seabold's going to check the runner on first. That's one. Way outside. Ball two. I wonder. Let me see. Way outside, ball three. Three and oh, the count to Herrera. Way outside, and that's a walk. Let's see. Big nose, eyebrows, hat. Well, I wonder if I can do it. We'll see on the next in between. All right, 1 and 2, or no up next. And the first pitch is, it does touch the line. It's called a strike. Burleson's at bat. It's 0 and 1. Swing and a miss, and that's strike one. It looks easy enough to draw. I mean, it's not. His face isn't. It comes to a small point. I don't know. I'm tempted. Gets a piece of that one. It's going to go into center field, and the center fielder makes the catch, and the runners will stay put. What if I go, let's see, sketch, Mario, step by step. First pitch to Walker is outside for ball one. And what did I miss? Weatherholt did get to, was on second, is now on third. So we have runners on the corners. That ball is low. No, that's the whole body. I don't want the body. I just want the face. Outside. Three and oh the count. That is on the line. Oh, that was a bit high. Too iffy to call. It was called a strike. Three and one. That ball is low. That's going to load the bases as Walker walks. And it looks like we might have begin the easy Mario face drawing outlined by drawing a large oval for the nose. Draw two more ovals on top of it, partially hidden by the first. These are Mario's eyes. Seabold's going to stay in with bases loaded. One out. And the Cardinals up by one. First pitch just touches the strike zone, but the ump calls that a ball with no challenge. That's a bad call. I saw that hit that is on. That should have been a strike. Bad call number 5. Next pitch on the 1-0, foul back. Each team has one challenge left. That's low. Ball 2. Oh, that's all my football stuff, so I can't draw it tonight. I have to move the boards and everything. 2-1 is the count. Maybe I'll draw Mario and put it on social media. Swing and a miss, and that ball was low. If you would have let that go, it would have been 3-1, but it's 2-2. Outside, ball 3. Will this be our first walk, which turns into a run? Will there be a challenge, perhaps? You have to call as bad. Payoff pitch for Seabold with the bases loaded. Gorman gets a piece of it. It's going into the left field. Left fielder is going to make the catch. And there is a tag. So it will be considered a sacrifice for Gorman. and that will score Weatherholt, but nobody else moves. So the Cardinals get an insurance run, and they now lead 5-3. So third base is open, and Seguis swings on the first pitch. Ball went foul. That's a swing and a miss. That's strike two. Oh, into the count to Seguis. Had to flinch on that one. That ball was outside. One and two. Swing and a miss. Seguis goes down and ends the inning. And we go to the bottom of the eighth with the Tigers down by 2. Did my phone freeze up? No, my phone didn't freeze up. Red Sox swept by Padres amid Fenway sell the team? What? Boston. This is from Twitter. Boston dropped to 2-7 after the Sunday loss at Fenway, marking a home series sweep where Masataka Yoshida shone with 3 hits and 3 RBIs, including a key 3-run double. Manny Machado's 3-run homer and Jackson Merrill's solo shot fueled San Diego's comeback, while the Red Sox bullpen faltered. Frustrated supporters vented early with chants and memes like the kids eat free when Red Sox win sign, as Dave Portnoy called the team pathetic, now dead last in the AL East. Folks, the season's only 2 weekends old. We have a pitching change for the Cardinals. Ryan Stanek is coming out in to pitch. I mean, seriously. If they were 20-70, that's one thing. 2-7 is nothing to complain about yet. It's like saying if the Angels lose the first game of the season, the series is over and that's it. First pitch to Meadows is a foul ball. It's too early to tell. Next pitch is foul, tipped, and striked. 0-2 the count to Meadows, who's by far 2 of 3 for the night. That ball is low. He singled twice. One could say going 2 for 3 is better than a home run. You could say that. Next pitch, low. Evens the count at 2-2. That's foul back. It's a piece of that one. It's going to go into shallow center and makes the catch. Shortstop caught it in center field. That ball, ooh, that's a bad call. That ball was outside. I don't think it touched the strike zone. I'm called that a strike. That's a bad call. That's outside. Well, that's 6 bad calls that I've counted. One and one, swing and a miss. Let's fly out to short 6. That ball is high. That's going to make the count 2-2. Ball's in the dirt. That's going to make the count full. Full count to Torkelson with 1 out. Fouls that one back. That ball is outside, and that's ball 4, and that's the 3rd walk for Torkelson tonight. He's been on base 4 times. He's only gotten 1 hit, being the double. Yes, that ball is outside. Clearly, it's outside. Well, we could say Torkelson's been on base the most. Meadows is 2 out of 3, and Dingler hit the home run. And this will bring up Baez. First pitch is fouled away. Well, Baez could be the tying run with 1 good swing. Otherwise, the 9th inning is not going to look good. That's in there for a strike. Excuse me. Oh, I think I've burped 6 times during this entire game. Where are my manners? They're out. Ha 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 ha. 0-2 the count to Baez. That's in the dirt for ball 1. Swing and a miss. And that is a strikeout for Baez. So we go back up to Jones at the top of the lineup. Two away. And that's going to go foul. Oh, and 1 to count to Jones. And then way outside, that's ball. That's a ball. Swing and a miss. Nice, strike 2. That's in the ball. Two and two the count to Jones. With a runner on first. A home run here will tie it up. And that's fouled back. So they briefly mentioned the Little Caesars section in right field. So the Little Caesars mascot, of course, has a glove out there. If one of the Tigers can get the ball into that glove, then I think everybody gets Little Caesars pizza. 2 and 2. Swing and a miss, and down goes Jones. And we go to the 9th inning, folks. St. Louis gets an up, and the Tigers get an up. And then that'll be it. Here is what's coming up just for WrestleMania week.
And now for a taste of things to come.
WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania. Oh, WrestleMania. Fighting to survive. Pump it up, pump it up. So definitely coming up midweek, I'll put a decision out there on what I want to do for next week. I'm partially leaning towards just calling Bristol because it's Bristol, baby. And with the Braves having back-to-back weeks, I think the Braves will be okay 1 week out of 2. But I haven't made it official yet. It is not official yet. And then maybe the next couple of days will be the play-in tournament as well. We are in the top of the ninth, and Church is up to bat first, and he's going to swing at the first pitch, and that is going to be a strike. Nathan Church, 0 for 3 tonight. He did get on base with a fielder's choice. Gets a piece of that outside. Should have let that one go. That makes the count 0-2. Way outside, ball one. Right to the pitcher, right to the first baseman. And Church is done for the night. One down. Pies coming up. Gets a piece of that one. Right to the first baseman, who'll do it by himself. And that's going to bring up Scott. Great, Scott. Dr. Scott. Janet. Brad. Rookie. And we got some action in the bullpen as Riley O'Brien is warming up. Probably to be the closer for the night. First pitch, way outside. Just touches the corner. That's inside. That's strike one. Up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Now Scott gets a base hit. And that we're going to go back to Weatherholt. Crack. Well, runner on first. 2 outs. And he's going to go for a steal. And got him. Caught him stealing to end the inning. So, Dingler, not only is he a great challenge guy, he'll get you stealing as well. And I did not change that to the top of the ninth because now we are in the bottom of the ninth. So the next 3 will be McGonigal, Torres, and Vierling. Those are your 3. The Tigers need 2 to tie and 3 to win. MLB plus $59.99 for the entire year? Well, why didn't I get that deal? $59.99 a year is much better than $149 on MLB. Well, let's face it, I'm not really at home that much anyway. We'll do one final check of social media. It's been a quiet social media day. How did I miss that? De Jesus pitching the church on Easter. Oh, how did I miss that? All right, Riley O'Brien coming in to close out the game. De Jesus pitching the church on Easter Sunday. Oh boy, I'm never going to live that one down. Kevin McGonigal, 0 for 2. He's been on base twice thanks to a couple walks. He struck out and he flew out to center. He needs to get on base if the Tigers want to keep the home crowd happy. The Cardinals are trying to avoid the sweep. First pitch is a hit, and will they get the out? Yes. Ground out. One down. And that's going to bring up Torres. Gleyber Torres, 0 for 4. He did get on base with the fielder's choice, though. First pitch, outside. Strikeout, ground out, fly out, fielder's choice. 0 for 4. First pitch outside is a ball. Next pitch in there for a strike. Comerica Park, right away in the shadow of Ford Field. Also, the Palace is around there too, if they haven't changed that. 1-1 the count, and that ball is going to fly away. And that's going to make the count 2-1. Can the Cardinals avoid the sweep? That's outside. That's ball 3. You can waste this one. And he fouls it away. It's going to make a full count. Full count to Torres. And he swings and a miss, and that's a strikeout. And the Cardinals are 1 out away from avoiding the brooms as Vierling comes up to bat. That's in there for a strike. The 0-1 to Vierling. Way outside, and the ball gets away from him. One and one. That ball is low. That ball is outside. Makes the count 2-1. That ball is outside. That's 3-1. Can waste this pitch, but not with there's now 2 outs left. Now with 2 outs in the game. Three 3-1. That's in there for a strike. Tigers are down to their last strike. Full count. 3-2. 2 outs. Nobody on. Green is on deck. Will the Cardinals win it? You got a piece of it. It's going to go shallow left. Shortstop goes into left center fielder to make the catch and end the game. And the Cardinals win and avoid the Brooms by a final score of 5-3. Plenty more challenges in this game that I saw. No shutout. That was for certain. Nearly F6 to end the game. We'll make that official there. Let's see. Game 1, the Giants were the away team. Game 2 was, I think, Seattle was the home team, and Detroit was the home team tonight. So the away teams are 2-1 on Sunday night baseball, and that's gonna do it for us, folks. Cardinals win; they improve to 5-4. Detroit loses; they go down to 4-5. So let's see if we can get some final stats here before we call it a night. Leahy is the winning pitcher. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. Montero gets his first loss. Ryan O'Brien gets the save. And home run, of course, went to Carpenter. Who do we give top honors to? Oh, who do I want to give it to? Do I want to give it to the home run? Or do I give it to Meadows for going 2 for 4? Or do I give it to Torkelson? Tough call here. We're going to go Meadows, Carpenter, Torkelson in that order. 2 for 3, home run, and getting on base 4 times, 1 walk, and 3 like that. All right, so that's going to do it, friends. Next week, it's either going to be it's Bristol baby, or it's going to be the Braves against the Guardians. I'm kind of leaning towards Bristol. We'll make it official later in the week. The next week for certain after that will be the Braves and the Phillies. And then 4 days after that, round 1 of the draft. That's what's coming up. And of course, WrestleMania is coming up soon. We will be very close to WrestleMania. Let's make sure I get the date correct on that. WrestleMania on the 19th is 12 days away. So there you go. And the Detroit fans are walking away out of Comerica Park as they are getting ready to head home. The faithful there walking away. All righty. So thank you, everybody who watched on Twitter and on YouTube. Keep an eye out for next week's stuff. Keep an eye on the Casa D18 Studios and the Simply Reliable Studios as we get closer and closer to WrestleMania. And when more and more stuff happens in sports, believe me, I will be sitting in this chair reporting to you as best I can. Happy Easter, everybody. Be safe. Love your family. I love my family, my blood family, my internet family, my wrestling family, even my rideshare family that's out there too. Good night, everyone. Stat Boy out.